really like banana, or plantain, or green fig. And they tell me I'm not a real West Indian for that, and in truth, I used to feel like I wasn't one because my granny tells me that my ancestors came from England, starting with Mr. Charles Savory Sr.
I had dreamed of being part of Curry Festa for quite a while. My grandfather, he was part of the planning committee for the first Curry Festa, and years ago I had asked Junior Frederick, I think I was about 14 years old at the time, I said, next time y'all are going to Curry Festa, please take me. And I guess that all of that time later she ended up remembering.
And I'm glad I took my father's last name, because if not, I would be another Joseph in St. Lucia. Like being in Barbados and being a Brathwaite, Clark, or Ford. In TNT, Guyana, being a Singh, Persod, Rampasad, God.
Now I get to do spoken word, which is something that I've only recently started doing. I'm still within my first year of doing it. So now I get to perform on a regional level. I get to represent my country, and I also get to be part of the contingent who's doing dance, music, masquerade, acting, all of that. So I really appreciated getting the opportunity not just to represent as an individual, but also to be a part of this larger contingent.
Neg. I am the descendant of Negs. And no, this is not derogatory or a death sentence or the first three letters of negative. No, to me, it is the beginning of a legacy.
After country night, my mind was completely on the poetry slam. I was preparing a lot, writing down, trying to think of every possible topic, and then writing out all my thoughts on it. And then the day of the competition, I was not confident at all. I was really worried, I was really scared, because I was the only St. Lucian who was competing. So I felt a lot of pressure that only I put upon myself.
I would like to think my family tree is an oak. I want to see that answer, that matrimony evidenced etched underneath those leaves in bark, two initials, a plus sign and a heart. I want that legacy dating centuries. I want to count those rings, those spirals, those wedding photos, so that I know where my blood came from.
So then I calm down and I get to the venue and I start freaking out even more, because I'm seeing that there are poets there that I really, really respect. People that I admire, some of the poets that I would watch when I was just starting doing poetry, like right there, and I have to compete next to them. So I was like really, really nervous. But after I got that prompt, I realized that that prompt really fit in very well to one of the little essays I had just written that afternoon. So the topic was, the answer is in the trees. And I had written something about my own family history and my family tree, and there was this metaphor with an oak tree, and then there was the banana tree, and about my ancestry, and about how strong the records are for each of them. So I was able to take that topic and I was able to make it into something that wasn't too obvious and something that was personal and that I was proud of.
Do I adopt these oak trees miles away from the white cliffs of Dover, over those white sandy beaches, the land that gave me birth, who in the eyes of those blue-eyed ancestors had no worth? Do I let that British bark be made into that bed, that shelf, that couch, those antiques, let it shelter generations to come, dating decades, not weeks, like those weak banana plants outside my grandmother's wooden shed? Gust of wind, one downpour, and those little trees end up dead, like my grandfather who died.
I am just really proud to be representing St. Lucia. That was the first thing that I was thinking. I wasn't thinking about representing myself. I was thinking about I'm representing St. Lucia. And I'm just really happy that we were able to hold our own, especially amidst much larger and more populated countries. And I mean, it's still, I've only been doing spoken word for about a year and a few months now. So I would consider myself kind of new to doing it. And so being able to do it with less experience, I feel like that's kind of punching above our weight, which is what St. Lucians normally do.